All right, the recorder is recorded. There it is. Okay, all right. We're live and we're recording. Anyway, everybody, welcome to Tech Talk. Technically, Tech Talk episode number 116. Free introduction to free and almost free ways to advertise online. This is a Facebook live stream scheduled for February 15th, 2018. And those of you who are watching a live stream, I want to welcome you to the first, hopefully many of these episodes, which will be helping small business owners succeed on the internet. And those of you who've been following me through the podcast show and YouTube show on Tech Talk, well, welcome back, and I'm back, and thank you for being so patient. If you've been following me from home, this is episode number 116, and this is going to be a lot different from the previous formats, where I'm just going to be talking about technology in general. We're going to be, and I'm sure you understand why I've been gone for so long, after you see this next few episodes here, because it's taken I'm going a completely different direction than what I've done in the past here. Anyway, what I'm doing this course for is the economy itself has really gotten very spirited, and a lot of business owners are expanding and wanting to go, expand their business after many years of basically being stagnant. So I'm getting lots of calls. I'm getting lots of people wanting to put things back together, go forward, expand their business, so on and so forth. And I just realized, and usually I refer them to stuff on my website or my podcast shows, stuff like that, for certain things or questions or comments, or just answer it directly. My go-to place is my free and all free ways to advertise online course I have online. But I realized that it was very dated, and I needed to update it. So I've been working on that update for about 2 months, and every time I get a little bit further here, I get, I need to do this, I do that. And then people are asking, hey, Dan, I need this information or that information. So it got to the point I need to make a really blunt decision, just simply get it done. And I basically try to kill several birds with one stone doing this live cast show, record it, and stuff like that. So, by the way, if you folks out there are concerned about whether or not this will be recorded, yes, it will be. And it will be part of the online course, as well as the podcast show, as well as the YouTube channel. And all that stuff can be found at primeconcepts.net. So anyway, why I'm doing this, let me go a step further here. Let's just jump into it a little bit here. Why you should be watching this course, this thing I'm doing here. A few things here. And by the way, too, this particular course, free and almost free ways to advertise online, this is by far the most popular course I have online, or the things I've done, and podcasts, webinars, and stuff like that. So, and for good reason. Here, if you're looking for, a lot of businesses looking for low cost or no cost internet advertising. If you want to cut your advertising budget while driving more customers to your business, if you don't ever want to worry about, customers, having to find customers anymore, or just plain you want to dominate your market, okay, you want to pay attention to this course here. Okay, we're going to go a lot further than just simply finding some little nuggets here and there. We're going to take you, if you've got nothing going on with your business, online with your business, and we're going to take you from step to step, trying to get you online, get you some prudent solutions to put together, get you a solid foundation, build that up, and again, there's really some advanced stuff. Okay, so you will never have to worry about falling back on traditional advertisement. You'll go forward and you'll be able to expand beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about me a little bit. Who's this Dan guy? This guy who thinks he knows what he's doing. Well, I hope I do. I've been doing this stuff for about 20 years. In fact, 2017 marks the 20th year of Prime Concepts being open. And I've helped hundreds, probably thousands of businesses succeed over all this time here. And I've done hundreds of clinics and seminars and webinars and lectures. And I'm really passionate about helping people. And those folks out there that know me personally know that I really give a lot personally to those who ask. So, and this course itself, as I mentioned, this is kind of a culmination of my webinars, real world online courses. It's 20 years of helping business owners on the internet. And quite often, the first thing I try to do with my clients when they come to me is try to figure a way to help them succeed without spending much money. Because quite often there says, Dan, I have problems. I have help. I need help here. I don't have a lot of money. And so over the years, I've kind of built up all these resources to help to be able to answer those questions or respond to them. So, and actually, I'm also another thing here too. Here, we're going to try to. A big thing I want to do here is kind of simply explain the technology, the strategies. Quite often, you get people that the folks in my industry, my colleagues here, they get too techie. They talk to the mumbo jumbo. They're a different orbit when they talk to business owners, and most of them mean well. Okay, but quite often, regardless of whether they mean well or not, some people just outright screw other people, and there's been issues with that for dealt with years and years and years. Okay, but the fact is too often the explain in language that is not completely understandable by the layperson. So I'm going to do my best I can to break all that stuff down. Bring it down to earth, so to speak. Talk English speak, okay. And the big thing about all this stuff is the more you know and understand, the more comfortable you'll be with the technology. The more you want to use it, and the easiest is for you to succeed online, or in fact, just with your business. Okay. So anyway, who's this course? What this course is for? Because I'd learned this the hard way. Often I had the free and almost free ways to advertise online. A bunch of people jumped in, and I didn't. And there's so many different business facets that I actually had made several different versions of this particular course. Okay, for network marketers, for home business owners, for medical people, for restaurants, stuff like that. We're going to cover that in future episodes as soon as I get a solid foundation together of some basic stuff. Okay, but the first series of segments here are kind of be aiming for brick and mortar small business owners. Okay, plumbers and electricians and say doctors or dentists and stuff like that. Your hometown businesses. But however, some of the strategies can be used for anybody. And like I said, in future episodes too, we're going to expand out further and talk about other types of business that are non brick and mortar. Okay, bear with me here. I got to click a button here so you can see me a little bit better here. So anyway, while we're at it too, hey Jack, how you doing? Hey Shane, while I'm live streaming here too, I'm open for all your questions and comments and suggestions. There's about a 30-second delay, and if I look that way, it's because I'm looking at my monitor here to make sure I'm catching the questions here. So anyway, if you have any, as we're going along, toss me a question or comment or concern. We'll try to answer as we're doing it. Okay. So anyway, also there, with that in mind, the brick and mortar businesses, we're talking about 3 different types of businesses here too. Okay. A lot of my clients come to me, they have nothing at all. Okay. So we're going to talk about, and we're going to go from 0 and go through building up those building blocks to get to success. Okay, lots of it is try to do it so you do it yourself. Okay, and basically understand at least you understand what's going on with if you have to say, hey, you know what, I can. The more you understand what's going on, the more you're going to appreciate it when you work with a professional such as myself. Okay, but another thing, a lot of this stuff here that we're doing nowadays that used to be required a professional even a couple years ago could be done by yourself now. Okay, so anyway, we're going to do that, and then we're going to go to this stuff over here too. A lot of business owners are kind of online. They got a website or a domain name or something out there. It's been kind of sitting around doing nothing. Okay, so anyway, we're going to talk up getting that level there too, and solidify your foundation, kind of plug the holes of your boat that was kind of drifting around a little bit there. So we got a solid foundation, and we're going to show you how to develop a steady stream of new customers from what you have with that solid foundation, and also how to expand where you're at to a pathway to expand your business. Basically succeed. If we're going to do this right, what's wrong with making money? Okay, so we're gonna really get in that and aim towards making you success over the course of this over the episode, the courses here, and also, if you're well established, let's say you got it down pat, you got some SEO stuff going on, you got a Facebook thing going on, all this stuff, you got some stuff going in here. We're going to show you how to take it next level. Okay, now not right away. It's going to be in maybe a few weeks here as we start building foundation for other stuff here. But I'm gonna get in that there where we're gonna take it. We're gonna show you how to soup up that engine and get you some really good stuff going on for you here. Okay. So even if you have a very very solid foundation here, we're gonna show you, frankly, take it next level, keep growing, dominate the market. Okay, take it over. All right. So we're gonna get in that level 2 or 2. Okay. Now, why you should take this course? Well, probably the first thing is free. Okay, and let me tell you a story about that. I got a few years ago, got a friend of mine who would charge, I think it was like $1,200. He had this weekend course to show these business owners how to do social network marketing, on the internet, Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. He was charging $1,200 a seat for a 3-day course, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I didn't take it because, well, frankly, I didn't want to spend that much money on that. And it turned out he took my stuff that I taught him and regurgitated it and showed other people to do that. And just search social networking stuff. It had nothing to do with SEO or building websites or all the other stuff, email marketing, just social networking. $1,200 a seat. And I'm going to give you that stuff for free sometime in the near future here, okay? So, yeah, it's free. And I know it's worth a lot of money because my friends are stealing my stuff and using it for their own courses. They're making a lot of money at it. I should actually get a lesson from him, actually. So, anyway, and also, put it frankly, your business needs to be online, okay? It's a given now. If you didn't know this 20 years ago, you'd certainly going to know it now. Okay, if you're not online, you're losing money and customers to your competition that are online. Okay, also, there's very simple, low cost ways to generate steady streams of new customers. Checking here, and also expand your business. If you want to expand, you've got some products and services you think about. You want to kind of jump into your business or new areas of operation. Okay. In fact, I'll do a little quick story here. I helped with one friend of mine here. He had a limousine service, and we're doing pretty good at it. But he wanted to go test the market in other geographical areas. Okay, so we did a test market here locally. By the way, if those of you who are not familiar with, I'm in the high desert, Victor Valley, Mojave Desert, the technology capital of the world, of California. Not really. But anyway, so we did a test market here in the Victor Valley. We did a test market in it's a Diamond Bar or something like that. It's kind of northern Orange County, and another test market in Rancho Cucamonga. These things we did here, low cost, about $300 a pop for each one of these little test markets here. The one in Rancho Cucamonga did so well that he physically moved himself down there. So, and we'll talk about that in the future, in the future episodes, how we did that. This is one of those things with if you do internet marketing correctly, you can jump in these things. You can test market. You can start expanding your business and even experiment at much lower cost than if you were to do traditional type of marketing. Okay, and basically the big thing here is I want to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself here, do you want to succeed? Okay. Do you want to, I'm going to get you to maximize your customer traffic. I'm going to show you how to squeeze every customer out of your website. You do laser target advertisement where you can, maximize customer visits, maximize conversions, maximize revenue. Okay. We're going to get into that. All right. So anyway, another question might be is, what's in it for me, Dan, and my company, stuff like that. First and foremost, and you're going to find out this. In fact, you can look at all my other podcast shows and videos. that I really just like helping people. Okay. And this is the information I'm providing here in this course, and all the time is information provide for my clients anyway. Okay, and I cherish my integrity, and so I cherish the people that can trust me, that know I'm going to tell you the truth. I can tell you bluntly how things work. Okay, and the more you trust me, the more you want to work with me. And frankly, my clients actually require a certain basic knowledge, which I'm going to provide here. Okay, so for them to work with me properly, they have to have a certain mindset, a little bit of knowledge there, and everything works out smooth. So this is kind of a way for me to provide that tool to them. Okay. Oh, by the way, too, I got it. Somebody mentioned here too. How long is this particular show going to be? It'll be about an hour. Hopefully, I should be shut off about 10 o'clock. And reason being, I got another webinar shortly after this I have to attend. So it's going to be no longer than, say, 10, maybe 10:30 or so. And by the way, we're going to have some Q&A towards the end there. If you are online and have a question right now, anything at all, technology-wise, preferably internet marketing-wise, business advertising-wise, toss me a note there and we'll talk about it. Okay? So anyway, next here, okay, the course format. I kind of jumped ahead here. We're going to start beginning with the basics here, and talk about, we're going to, like I said, we're going to take the people as nothing and build them up to have a solid foundation. And those of you who have something going on there, in fact, I'll be up front. Those of you who have a bit more advanced might find the first few episodes to be pretty basic, pretty a little bit slow. Okay, but I encourage you to kind of go through all that, kind of get some foundation stuff. You'll never know, that one little thing about I might bring up 10 points that you probably already figured it out, but that one point you missed might be something that expands your business. So kind of keep that in mind. On top of that, it's free. You can always go back and review these things anytime you want anyway. So anyway, we're going to bring up real world solutions. Okay. My 20 years of doing this stuff, hopefully I know what I'm doing by now. And I'm also going to bring up a lot of low-cost, no-cost services and tools that a lot of people don't realize are there. So they spend thousands, and really, I spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and so I can tell you so you don't have to spend that much anymore. Okay. Also, I'm going to provide you access to more information. Where there's a lot of courses, a lot of folks that are better than me at certain things. I want to give you access to them or their companies, whatever, so you can expand out in those particular topics. Okay, and also this whole course format, free knowledge, free ways to advertise online. This is going to perpetually grow because of you. Okay, I'm going to add new segments, white papers, examples, so on and so forth, topics because of your input. Be it here live or in sending me some emails, whatever. This is going to be expanded because of you. So I'm looking. Hopefully, I'll get some input back from you folks, and we'll go forward from that. Okay, something I do as a legal disclaimer here. Some of the products and services I'm demonstrating in this course pays me prime concept, affiliate commissions, or whatever. Okay, so I want to let you know that I have to do that for you. However, I want to emphasize here something here too. I will not present any of these products in here. It'd be pretty stupid if I did, by the way, if I did not fully endorse them. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right. So anyway, that is kind of the introduction of this course here. So anyway, so if you're ready to saddle up and get going, let's go do it here. And we're going to jump. By the way, this first course here is going to be two courses. We're going to jump into something here real quick. And the next one here is the first official step is not your fault. It's not that bad. Okay. The reason why I brought this up here is a lot of folks, a lot of business owners, they kind of come to me reluctantly after failures of their online failures. Okay. And in fact, let me do this here. I'm going to jump this. They do. Most businesses don't do very little internet marketing. They don't manage online business listings. They don't even have a website. Okay, but they kind of look around. They see their competitors that do have something there. And they seem to be taking market share, and for good reason. Okay, your clients are going online to find either your business or your competitor's business. So no doubt. And I used to spend a lot of time trying to explain, you need to be online, you need to be online. And then I found out that why a lot of these small business owners are not online is because they had a failure. Okay, or something happened. They think it's too complicated. It costs too much money, too much time. Big thing here is they had a bad experience. Okay, and here's a typical scenario: a business owner, they want to go online. They hired a web guy. All right, they spent a lot of money, basically on a website or something, and it just does nothing. All right, and they sit there waiting, and abandon doing anything else. In fact, let me tell you a quick story here. Hopefully, a quick story. There's this guy who used to be a vice president of his family's industrial computer business. Did pretty good. They build computers for water utilities and did it for a long time. This guy here, he is extremely competent with programming, extremely competent with sales and marketing, and did very well. He's very successful at a very young age. And in the mid '90s, early '90s, stuff like that, the internet started coming around, and he read this article in a computer magazine about this kid who built this website. And he was selling cheats to these Nintendo games. About 60 Nintendo games. The kid figured it out and sold these cheats online. The kid made almost $700,000 just selling those cheats online. And the man there, he looked around at his business, this mega computer business. I got $1 billion worth of stuff here. So he says, I got to get online. So he goes on there, goes to the local web design company. Mind you, this is the early mid '90s, so internet is very new. Nobody knew what's going on. Okay, spent a couple $1,000 on a website and about $100 a month an advertisement, online advertisement. Keep in mind, this is very, very early. This is before Google, before Yahoo, so nobody knew what was going on. About 3 months later, the guy realizes that nobody has seen this website. And it started digging things a little bit further here. And this is the only advertisement we're doing here is first of all, the website was pretty horky. It turned out to be this really ugly. The company that did this website, they had this ugly one-page thing. They had these 3 buttons, and it was purple. They changed the color, and they changed the name on top there to whatever the company name is. They charged $2,000 for it. Keep in mind, nobody knew what a website was back then, so didn't know. And the advertisement was putting the company's business name on their directory of companies that are our customers, the website company. That was it for $100 a month doing that. So pretty embarrassing, very embarrassing. This guy had, like I say, very competent with sales and marketing, multi-million-dollar salesman, one of the top programmers in the state, maybe in the country. Okay, and he got burned bad. Okay. By the way, that was me. Okay. Yeah, it was, and that's how I started Brian Conscious, by the way. It was pretty bad. Now, I'm saying this because I know a lot of folks out there have been in the same scenario where they've been to a web design company, and this still happens today. They go to this web guy, web design, whatever, they get the wrong solution, and they end up getting burned. And then they stop. They says, we're not going to do this anymore. Okay. Fortunate for me, I looked around and says, I got to do this better. And here we are 20 years later. Okay. So anyway, another thing that comes around here too is the phone book people. And I tell you, this is why a lot of people go to the phone book folks, because you go to those folks those are the traditional advertisers. Usually some small business owners, that's the number one place to go. Okay, and the phone book companies are wise to this, is say we could do your internet stuff too. Okay, so which turns out to be a big mistake. All right, because here's something else. These folks, they want to sell this. Okay, they don't really care about use to see online. In fact, they rather you don't. Okay, so they sell stuff that's overpriced and doesn't work. Okay, and because they also want to sell you phone book advertisement. Like I said, they don't care really about whether you are on top of Google or not. They want you to spend more stuff on phone book stuff. Okay. So anyway, frankly, those phone book companies generate me more. They're the largest stream of clients for me. The reason why I don't traditionally advertise like I do for my clients is because the phone book companies generate me more business than anything else. I don't have to do a thing. I just look around for people who are advertising the phone book, and there's plenty of them there. So anyway, so they turn out to be a bad decision here. Okay, so why? So let's break down. Why is it too complicated? Actually, it's much easier than it appears. And as we go through all these courses here, you're going to find out more and more that it is less complicated. Okay, and it's my job to show you that it's not that complicated. Okay, and you might say, well, it's too much money. Well, it really doesn't have to cost a lot. In fact, why you're here is because we're going to show you these low-cost ways or no-cost ways of getting you on advertising, get your business out there and really well, not just some flusy stuff, the stuff that's effective, okay? And you're going to find that it's much cheaper than traditional advertising, okay? And, and also people say, well, it's going to take too much time. Well, your time is being, if it's constructive. Here's something with every business owner. If it's making you money, you put time into it. If it's not making you money, you're not going to put time into it. It just comes down to that. Okay. So we're going to show you how the stuff you're going to use. Okay. These solutions that you put time into, it's going to make you money. Okay. And having a bad experience. Well, if we turn this around and you start making money, you're going to like it. Okay. It's no longer going to be a bad experience. You're going to say, we got to do this more and more and more and more and more. Okay. So anyway, to prove this out here, we're going to go desktop real quick. I'm going to show you a few things there to prove to you that a lot of people also think here too, you know what? I'm too late in the game. Okay. I know my competitor's way ahead of me. How can I jump in on this? Okay. So anyway, we're going to deal with that right now. Bear with me just a little bit. We're going to swap to desktop. And also, this is kind of the first run here. So if something goes haywire, technology-wise, bear with me. I'll get myself back online here. So here we go. Bear with me just a hair. Studio mode. Where am I at? Okay, we're on my desktop here. Hi again, it's me. Let me go find my browser. I kind of left a few things going here. First of all, I want to show you something. We're going to go directly to Google here. I was doing some stuff with a client of mine earlier. We're going to do a quick. I'm going to kill three or four birds with one stone here. We're going to do a quick search on Google. I'm going to show you some basic SEO stuff, which we're going to get more in detail in other episodes here. So we're going to do which cut plumber, Lumbern, Apple Valley, California. We're going to look for a plumber in Apple Valley, California. Now, I've done this a few times before, so I kind of know what I'm looking here for. I want to give you a demonstration here. Okay, first of all, this is the listings of the plumbers in Apple Valley, California, which is my hometown where I'm living here. Okay, so anyway, what most people don't realize, a lot of people come to me, clients come to me and say, "Hey, I want to be number one of the search engines." I go, "How? Which one?" Most people don't realize that there could be three reasons why you're number one in the search engines. Okay, there's what they call the paid advertisement. There is the local listings as well as the organic listings. So I'm going to break this down really quick. The paid advertisements is, as you can see, usually the number one listing. You pay for it to be here, okay? And the reason why the number one listing is pretty much, it should be obvious. This is how Google makes billions and billions of dollars, okay? So usually the first 2 or 3 or 4 listings is paid advertisement, okay? And quite often, if somebody's looking for a local type of business, like plumbers or doctors or whatever, you'll see the local listings, which is the next segment here. You can be having 2, 3, or 4, and up to 9 places or something like that. And we're going to dig this a little bit further here in a little bit. And then you have the organic listings, which is everything down below here. By the way, this is influenced by what Google knows about your business. We're going to dig further into it, okay? Organic listings is what's left here. This is what most people think is traditional search engine marketing or search engine. These are influenced by what's on a web page as well as backlinks and stuff like that. Basically, quality of a web page, the information on it, so on and so forth. In fact, I'll give a really quick thing here. Like I say, plumber in Apple Valley, California. This is the search term. Okay, you can see here real quick here. In all these listings here, you see plumbing, Apple Valley, plumbing, Apple Valley, plumbing, Apple Valley. Okay, you see these things here. So you can see how these have some type of obvious reference to plumber in Apple Valley. So that's why Google a simple explanation why Google thinks these pages should be ranked here. So anyway, what I want to demonstrate here is lots of holes that are available for small business owners. Okay, this is the local listing. What you see here is the Google Maps, the best matches for local businesses that are plumbers in Apple Valley. All right. Hey Todd, how you doing, buddy? Anyway, so you can see here, even the first local business is a paid advertisement. And we're going to look at their information real quick here. Okay, Express Plumber. They got 3 reviews. They have some information here. You got a couple of pictures. Looks like they're stuck together. Check out their website real quick. Nice website, okay? So they're doing pretty good. Plus, they're paid to be here. So let's say that one doesn't really count, okay? Plumbing for Less, which is the first, say, organic or non-paid free advertiser. Okay. By the way, you'd think these folks would have, because they're number one, they have some type of lots of stuff. You know, they really are super marksmen in search engine marketing, stuff like that, or whatever. Here's probably a good example, but not really. Okay. You're Plumbing for Less. They got 1 Google review. They got some basic stuff, some basic pictures. Okay. But 1 review. Okay. This is nothing really fancy here. Check out the website real quick. Oh, they don't. Their website's down. Okay, so the top listing for plumber in Apple Valley doesn't even really have to have a functioning website. Okay, so let's go to TMS Plumbing real quick. Let's go to the next one. All right, TMS Plumbing here. This guy here, he doesn't even have claimed his listing. Doesn't have no business hours or anything. He's got the Google's map card that's the only thing he has right there, is just because of the Google picture. So really didn't manage this listing at all. He's got the number 2 listing on here, and he doesn't even know that he has it. Okay, Admire Plumbing, let's go hit that. You can see 2 Google reviews, so this is nothing special. Got a couple pictures here and there. He did, and they didn't even claim the listing. Okay, so this is an unclaimed listing. Let's see the website real quick. And it got a pretty decent website. So anyway, you can see here, other than the 3 top listings for plumber in Apple Valley, you got really some issues. And let me kind of give you an example. By the way, here we're going to do this. Let's make sure to write it. This is one of the local phone books here. This is the local pages. I don't mean to knock them down here, so my apologies. I'm using an example, but anyway, this phone book here I did while I was doing this research on plumber in Apple Valley. I went and counted the number of plumbers in this phone book. Okay, 54 plumbers in this phone book, in the regular listing. Okay, now keep in mind, to be listed in the phone book, in any phone book, you have to pay for that listing. I don't know, a couple $100, whatever, a month, a year, whatever, but you have to pay to be there. 54 plumbers. 54 plumbers paid to be on a phone book. And also keep in mind here too, the demographics of people who use a phone book is very old people, 80 plus. That's it. Everybody else is going on your smartphones, on Google, whatever, to find plumbers or find a local business. They're not going here. So this is wasted money. This is wasted money. 54 businesses have put money into placing advertisement in something that doesn't work. Okay, and I'm sure these folks here that you're seeing, Ed Meyer, Plumber for Less, I'm sure they probably spent some of them. Probably Ed Meyer did spend some money on this thing here. Okay, I could have saved some money, but just coming to this free show. So anyway, and going down the line here. So you see the top 3 here, just properly managing their listings, you'd probably get a good placement. Okay, they didn't even do anything. One of them, the 2 of them, don't even realize they have listings on here. Okay, so anyway, here's a quick way. I want to give you a little bit of a nugget before we leave the show. Where we at? 9:35. I'm actually doing pretty good time here. Let me go pull up. I'm sorry here. Let me go on. I'm going to pull up my website real quick. Here's a quick way to, if I got your attention on this stuff here about the local listings, here's my first free thing you can do for yourself, okay, for your business here. In fact, let me go find the link. Is it that one? Okay, the link down here, you can see primecons.net /link/business listing report. Or you go to primecons.net, my website here, and you'll see the free business listing report right here. Okay? And what you'll do here is get your free business listing report. All right? You're very simple to do. Put your business name, zip code, email address, press a button, and there's a couple other things you need to answer here too, and you'll be popped up a report. For time, this takes about 10 minutes to process, so I went ahead and pulled a report up real quick. Oh, it's bear with me a little bit here. You're going to get a report that kind of looks like this, okay? Bear with me. I just kind of grabbed a plumber out of nowhere. I don't know these folks. They're not my client, all right? But you'll get it, and I don't mean to. I'm just using for educational purposes, okay? So this particular client or business here, I just ran the report, popped out about 10 or 15 minutes, and it kind of gives me a visibility report of what's going on with them, how the internet sees their business, okay? You can see here, I got Google My Business 50%, Yelp, there's no listing, Bing, there's 100%. So what does all this stuff means here? You can see here that they have, here's a Google listing. Something is apparently wrong. They didn't claim their listing, okay? On Bing, they had not consistent, so on and so forth. No photos present, no website URL. Okay, all this stuff here, you can see Google says these are all not working here. That's why you got the 50% score. Yelp, there's no listing at all. Okay, and then all these other directories out there. Most of them are like Brown Book, Super Pages, so on and so forth. Hey, Todd, I'm still alive, Todd. By the way, I got my friends. Somebody just hopped on here. So anyway, you see all these other online business listings. You see there's no listing, no listings, okay? So anyway, like I said, this is a free report you can run on yourself for your own business, and you can find out where you are standing with everybody here. And let me kind of explain out a little bit further here what these things actually do. These for Google, Bing, and Yelp, okay? They probably account for about 80 to 90% of all, online business searches. Customers looking for local businesses. Okay, these others count for about 10% or so, give or take 10 or 20%. Where they're relevant, at is with Google. Okay, Google, how you rank well with Google here is, first of all, for local business, proximity. If you're closer to somebody searching for your type of business, you might get bumped just by being close enough. But also, if you have all this stuff, your NAP, your name, address, phone number correct. If you have claimed your listing, if you had a website presence, all this stuff claimed, you have a 100% score here. Google's going to give you a bump over your competitor. Okay. Also, Google's going to say, Google's going to verify your listing based on what it sees other listings are. Okay. So if your other listings are not, say there's an issue here, no listing there, Google's going to say, well, maybe they're not paying attention to everything. compared to, let's say, a business that has all their listings up to date, all the listings active, managing them all. Okay, Google's going to give that business a bump over somebody that doesn't do anything. Okay, so that's the relevance of this particular report. By the way, too, I have a service that could handle all this stuff, but this is for free and free, low cost and no cost advertisement. You could go through each one of these, each Google, Bing, Yelp, claim your listings, manage it yourself. Okay, it's a pain in the butt, but you could do it. All right, go each one of these things here. You can have links directly to these. You can fix them yourself. Okay, so anyway, what I want to show here, hopefully encapsulate this whole thing here. Like I said, this free report, if you just do a basic thing, you don't have to have a website, you don't have to have anything else. Just having your business, having a business address. Go to this report, run this report, and you can find out where you sit, on the internet somewhere, and fix it yourself. Okay, you're gonna trade money for time for money. Okay, and just doing that, you can see here when we were looking at the local listings here, just doing that, you probably have a good shot at getting a pretty good ranking in the local listings. Just take care of your local listing stuff. Okay, so anyway, like I say, where did it go again here? primeconstant.net/link/business listing report. Okay, so anyway, where are we at here? I think we're doing pretty good here. I'm going to go back to let's see here. Let's go back to the desktop. Bear with me just a hair. Studio mode. Okay, we're back on in the studio, and so I was going to leave the next segment here for questions, and it's okay if I don't have any. Like I said, this is my first shot at doing live streaming this particular show and everything here. So I was going to kind of use, if I did as my backup, I was going to give you a little bit extra background as on the shows. My podcast show, YouTube channel, stuff like that. And if there's any questions out there, I'll be more than willing to answer them. First of all, I have been doing a podcast show for quite a long time. I think about 6 years or something like that. And how this started off with is I was talking to a friend of mine. It's just before New Year's. And I was talking to a friend of mine, we're shooting the breeze, and she says, well, I got to jump off this and do my podcast show. And it's really, where's this at? It says Blog Talk Radio. So she gave me a link to the show, and I didn't realize I had an account with Blog Talk Radio. So while she was doing the show, I was playing with the buttons, stuff like that. And after she got done with the show, about 2 hours later, I decided to run a podcast show, just out of the blue, just started talking. And ran that for about, an hour, just babble about whatever. And didn't think much about it. Turned off, went about my thing. The following week, I checked on the show. It had like 50 downloads. And I didn't do anything. So I'm going, wow, this is pretty cool. And so I started getting more involved, getting more, creating my own Blog Talk radio show. And if you've ever been in that environment, it's kind of a kind of family, okay? I was able to be guests on other people's shows, lots of other shows, a variety of different topics and stuff like that. And one of the shows I was in, it turned out to be, it was a Caribbean radio network, Dr. Ev, and I was a regular on her show, one of her shows, and then she had this Tuesday thing going on where 3 hours she would bring in myself and this other person that did law stuff, and another person, I forget what she did, computer stuff. And that was, we call it Tech Tuesday or something like that. And just for funds. And it was initially, I had 1 hour, and then the other two had the other 2 hours. And then one of them dropped out, so I had 2 hours, and then the other one dropped out, so I had 3 hours for this Tech Tuesday show. And then Dr. Ev decided, you know what? She was hosting it. She said, Dan, why don't you just run with it? Okay, right, whatever. And I was, my show, that channel there was about Caribbean stuff. They do a lot of charity stuff for the people of the Caribbean music. It was great. It was fantastic. My show was completely different from all that. It was technology stuff. I started talking about technology. I just every Tuesday I just brought up something here. I didn't really have much of a structured format, and just basically talked. And I also brought in some friends. Dale Perryman is a good friend of mine. I never met him, but he was through that show. We became good friends. Keith Anthony Taylor, another friend of mine from England. So we kind of did the trio. We kind of did that show all together for quite a long time, and about 2 years or so. And we started building a pretty good audience. In fact, our last show was like over 3,000 people live were listening to us. And I still don't know why. So anyway, unfortunately, Dr. Ev and I, we kind of split sheets because we were completely different from everybody else in that channel. And one of the people that we were actually the number 2 show in that channel there, the number 2 most listened to. The number 1 was this guy that did Sunday. He was doing Antichrist stuff, and I just didn't want to do any of them. So that's where the falling out was. I wouldn't promote that guy's show, and for good reason. I don't think it would work out. So anyway, it was okay. So I kind of dropped, and we were at our peak. We went out at our peak. So anyway, I dropped out of that and decided to do my own traditional podcast show, which is on primeconcepts.net. And traditional podcast show, meaning I didn't use Blog Talk Radio as a foundation. I just actually hosted the podcast show from my own website. And I had a pretty decent audience kind of following me. Not as big as the other one, Blog Talk Radio, but it was okay. Got a lot of folks that would literally call me after the show and talk to me, stuff like that, about whatever topic I had. And I built that up into a YouTube channel, which got a few more people. And here we are today. Okay, we're now doing live casting. And I don't have a lot of folks on right now, but that's okay, because I know for a fact that the more people can see this after the fact than currently right now. By the way, too, all this is going to be spliced up in the Facebook live cast, as well as being rebroadcast on YouTube and also on the podcast show. Oop, I think I'm done. What happened here? I'm not sure what happened here. This thing kind of went nuts. Hopefully I'm still back on the air. Anyway, something went kind of nuts on here, so I'm going to end this thing here real quick before something else happens. So anyway, in the meantime, let me go wrap this thing up because I think it's time. Okay, I'm going to have new segments twice a week. We're going to I have kind of the next few shows kind of lined up already, but I'm encouraging you. I need input from you folks out there as to what we should cover, because it's important. Part of the reason why it took me 2.5 months to get to this point here, redoing this course, is I want to make sure I cover things that are current, things that are important to business owners and the people who really need this information. So please, leave a comment, send an email, so on and so forth. Let me know, and I'll cover that thing here. In the meantime, here, bookmark the page. Go to primeconcepts.net. You'll see the entire course there. See more tutorials, access the podcast or YouTube channel, and also you can give me feedback. And also, please, last but not least, share it with your friends. Okay, and especially those folks you think that they need this. let them know, and we'll work that out. Okay. So anyway, let's go wrap this up. I want to thank you folks for sticking on. I don't know who's left on here. Jack, I think you're on there, maybe. And those of you, especially, thank you for you folks that have not been on the podcast show. Cool. Okay. Anyway, thanks, Jack, for chiming in. So anyway, until next time here, I want to thank you guys for tuning in, logging on, blogging on, whatever. Also, make sure you like the Facebook page too, so you make sure you know when I'm going to broadcast next. So anyway, that's going to be it. So we'll wrap it up. I want to wish everybody good luck and Godspeed to your online success, and we'll see you next time.